Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Scrub Zero. Here we go again. You know, as my chair keeps sinking on me, that's kind of ultimately what the Giants did to me. They just kept sinking and sinking and sinking and sinking. Now, I know it's only one game. They're playing Washington next week. Season's not over. Would be all well and good, but it's still a lot of the same problems. Because what the hell am I supposed to do with a quarterback who's in his sixth year, who's making the same mistakes, who still can't read a defense, who still has issues with staying upright in the pocket? And I know the offensive line didn't play their best by any means. But compared to what they had to deal with last year, you could have done more with that. And Daniel Jones got himself into some sacks. He missed some checkdowns that he should have had. And then he throws the pick six. Which is, at that point, it was just like, oh boy. Oh boy, it was even worth getting out at that point because it was like, oh, here we go. Now, but because Dan Giggle also made a great play. And it's just like, damn, they're just reading y'all now. At second pick, he throw it in. I know it's fourth down, but why would you throw? And you got to get the ball past three defenders. This is why people are over Daniel Jones. He is not a good quarterback. He's just not. I'm tired of people acting like he is. Like he needs to stop. He needs to help himself, and he doesn't. I'm tired of everyone saying like, "Oh, he needs the weapons. He needs this. He needs to help himself." And for a long time, he has not helped himself, which is why the Giants have ended up kind of in this situation, along with the general manager thinking that this is a guy they should actually hold on to because they overpaid for him. Like, the contract, like, he's not getting paid the most. He's only about in the middle. Like, dude, Daniel Jones did nothing worthy of getting the contract he got. They overpaid him. They tried to use the franchise tag and then lowball Saquon. Saquon goes to the Eagles, and we saw what he did Friday night. Bad field and all. He held it down for the Eagles. And I'm glad he's holding it down because it just shows the error the Giants made and letting him go. And hanging on to this guy who is this white boy who is not good for a damn thing. Shout out to the sport page because he came in, the first thing he heard me say was, "Why, Daniel Jones, why do you exist?" And honestly, that's where I'm at. Why does he exist? As the quarterback of the New York Football Giants, why, like, this is what I ultimately have to ask. Because keep holding on to him doesn't make any sense. The defense was alright the first drive. Looked like they were going to get off the field in the second drive too. And then Adoree Jackson happened. Another guy who I have no use for. Talk about a guy who I wonder why they exist. Adoree Jackson, why does he exist? Why do you exist, Adoree Jackson? Because every time they throw to you, it always seems like you're either getting cooked or you're giving up a penalty. And I saw the play in real time. I'm like, maybe like they could have let that go, sure, but this is a guy who's historically been in those bad positions. And the Giants are still the Giants. They're like, This is the Giants. Throw that flag, Doug. That's Adoree Jackson. We don't got a bitch ass corner, Doug. Bucks got rid of their bitch ass corner in Carlson Davis, and what happened? This defense all good. Speaking of that, as Carlson Davis, he nearly cost the damn Lions their game. No good bastard. But that's not here nor there. That happened, and then the defense just fell apart. They couldn't get any stops until the end of the first half. But damage is pretty much already done because the Giants' offense couldn't get out of their own way. They got 3 red zone opportunities. You come away with 1 field goal off the short field and 2 picks. Well, no, 1 pick and 1 unconverted 4th down. So, yeah, 2 turnovers. 1 via downs, 1 via pick, and a field goal. You're not going to win a game when you're coming up short like that. This high-price acquisition, Brian Burns. Where the hell was he? Because I'm still looking for him. I thought this guy was going to make a difference. It didn't look like a difference. This was the thing I was afraid of. I'm like, Brian Burns, is he better than what the Giants had previously? Sure he is. But is he worth the contract he got? And I didn't think so. And look, 1 game, I'll give him that. But through 1 game, he did not show he was worthy of this contract extension. I'm not saying he shouldn't have gotten any money. I'm just saying the amount he got and the performance he put out does not match. Because Brian Burns, he disappears. And they got no pressure on Sam Darnold. How the hell they made Sam Darnold look that good? I know how. You get no pressure with your defensive line. Because they were doubling Dexter. Because Dexter is their best pass rusher. Like it's Dexter Lawrence is their best defensive lineman. He's their best pass rusher. He's their best run stopper. At least as far as the line of scrimmage. The linebackers, the corners. Well, I'm trying to figure out who's supposed to set the edge on a lot of these plays, because they let the Vikings get through the edge too many times. There was no edge contain. They was giving up runs off the middle too, because you have Bobby Okereke. All right, that's cool, but Bobby Okereke, one guy. You had to rely on rookie Darius Musa, who did come away with a pick, and I'm happy for him, but he's a rookie, and they used and abused him like a rookie. And then you had Cordell Fly, who had been injured for a good portion of the preseason. Couldn't hang with Justin Jefferson. Or I think it was one of their receivers. He got beaten on for a touchdown. I have no use for Adoree Jackson. Even Banks got that work too, honestly. Because you want to rely on a bunch of young guys, but if you're gonna rely on young guys, there's no need to bring back Adoree Jackson. If you're gonna bring a veteran corner, we need someone who actually is good, or at least someone who I won't be looking at like, God damn, how do you keep screwing up in these situations? So, long story short, the Giants fucking suck. Do I think it's going to get better? Not really. They better win against Washington. Because Washington, Daniel Jones has historically had success against Washington. The only issue is that now Daniel Jones won't be. It's not Ron Rivera's defense. It's going to be Dan Quinn's defense. And much as I don't like Dan Quinn, the Giants have not been good against when he weren't good against Dallas. While with him as defense coordinator, I think they'll be even worse with Mike Zimmer. Yeah, the season might really be over. One weekend, the season might really be over. Because as bad as Browns played, because that's who they played week 3. And the media is going to report this because they don't give a damn about him. But Deshaun Watson lost his father. Before the I think it was 2 days before the game, 2 or 3 days. It was definitely during. It wasn't too long ago, so within the last week. They were also missing their right and left tackles. And Kevin Stefanski is a moron because he wants to pass all day instead of utilizing the running backs. And they won't have Nick Chubb for at least the first 3 weeks, providing there's no setbacks, of course, because, real life happens and all that bullshit. But I don't see this team beating the Browns, especially the Giants' offense versus that defense. I don't like their chances. I really don't like their chances against Dallas as things stand right now. They could get Washington, but alright, you beat Washington and who cares? And if you lose to them, it's really going to be problems because how the hell do you lose against Washington? They have a worse roster than the Giants. And then you're talking about that. They got to play. What else they got to play? And I'm not remembering the exact order, but I know they got to play Seattle. And I know it's against Bo Nix, but I know the defense probably matches up favorably against the Giants' offense with Daniel Jones at the helm. They got to play the Steelers somewhere in that mix. They got to play the Eagles. The season could really be over. Because I don't trust this team. That doesn't mean they can't turn it around. That doesn't mean they won't turn it around. But there's too much bad habits. The run game is still a problem. You could say what you want about Wink Martindale, but the run game is still a problem. It was a problem with him here, and it's a problem right now with Shane Bowen. The pass rush, they didn't generate anything yesterday. And I know they got some solid tackles, the Vikings. But if you're supposed to be them guys, you got to make something happen. Dexter Lawrence was the only one who got a sack. I think they might have got one other sack, but as far as your high profile guys, Dexter Lawrence was the only guy. Got on the first drive, and they said, you know what, we're not going to let him beat us again. The corners, the secondary is, they're going to exploit a lot of that youth. Teams will do that. Now, the Giants might be able to get away against Washington because they got a rookie quarterback, but you're not going to get away with that against Deshaun Watson. You're not going to get away with that against Dak Prescott. And shout out to Dak Prescott, who got he got his extension, $231 million to $240 million guaranteed, because the Cowboys didn't have a choice; they had to pay him. And this is what Lamar Jackson should have done, but that's a different discussion for a different video and a different time. You're gonna have to take on Jalen Hurts. He's been to a Super Bowl. He just need to stop doing too much, and what the Giants gonna do? Nothing. Oh, and they got they got to take on the Steelers. Now, the Steelers' offense does leave a lot to be desired, yes, but they still have a solid defense providing it. That, I mean, yeah, it's still kind of TJ Water bust, but they could get the Giants problem. It's going, and the Seattle Seahawks. You got Big Gino and all those weapons, and then you got, and that defense. It's still a solid unit. They're not the greatest, but I have more faith in them than I do with the Giants' offense. So we're really going to see what it's about. But yeah, I'm over Daniel Jones. He needs to go. Adoree Jackson should have never been picked up. We're stuck with Daniel Jones as it is. I wish we could get a new general manager because I don't think he knows, as the trigger guy, I do not like him. There's certain key spots he is missed on, and you kind of can't be missing on some of these key spots. Like, I'm just gonna end the video here. Thanks for everyone who checking this out. Shout out to the Sporting page. Welcome to HDTV. Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. The Mac Mizzle Show. MDT Sports. There's a lot of people. God damn. One True Emperor. Straight to the point. Talking Entertainment. Showtime and his channel, he break down basketball solid. I gotta check out how he did with his football stream, because we was live yesterday doing all day football. God, was just being a part of all day football, like, that does take a lot of energy, but hosting it is something different, Doug. Talking about using up a lot of, you need a lot of energy for that. That's a lot of energy. Shout out to the Eagles Elite Podcast. I got Cool McCain and all them over there. Shout out to C-Pen and Kingdom Cast. The Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, man. Shout out to D. Sam D. He always be shouting me out, so I appreciate that. Shout out to everyone who stopped by yesterday, man. That was fun. I did enjoy that. Even though my worthless ass team decided to just lay an egg. Not as much of an egg as some of these other teams, but, well, no, that's not true. Like, the only team that laid more of an egg than the Giants was the Panthers. Yeah, you gonna have to do some explaining on that one, Christian. You cannot hide forever, Doug. Yeah, that's about it. I'll be doing, I don't know when it's gonna be out, either Friday or Saturday, but, I'm part of a podcast with, my guy Cool McCain and some other dudes covering the NFC East. It's called the NFC Beast. I think Shady Sports Podcast is the name of it. I'll make sure to put it in the community post and when it goes out. So keep an eye for that. But that'll probably be Friday or Saturday. But I'll keep y'all posted on that. So yeah, once again, thanks to everyone who stopped by. Anyone who check out the all day football live on the replay. Anyone who's checking this out. Hope y'all have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world. And once again, fuck the Giants. I'm Scrub Zero. I'll catch you on the flip side.